Hey everybody, my name is Peter, and for those of you who don't know me, you may know me from an internet persona over the years named as AFSL80, dating back to car forums when those were still a thing. Still using that name on all social media platforms to this day, because once you come up with something that's worked for you, why change it, right? So a little bit about me. Came up in the import scene in the 2000s, had a number of 240s over the years, and if you know anything about those cars, then my name makes sense to you. But reason why I wanted to start up this YouTube channel is because through that time I've learned that there's a lot of people that get into cars and they start tackling stuff with these cars that they know and they love, or at least they want to do more with them, and they don't have an understanding of project scope and how to check this stuff off the list whenever they want to get things done and make progress for their car. So I decided to start using some of my projects as an example to show how I do these things. From somebody who's worked in the automotive performance industry before, even though not currently employed in that industry, I have another career that affords me the opportunity to play with cars on my personal dime. And it's something that has been a common trend that I've noticed over the years with a lot of guys that get discouraged, when they're building something, and either whether it's project creep, and the scope just creeps out of control, and they don't know what they're doing, or they don't have a point behind the build, then to think that they're just going to have some world beater that they're throwing together because they saw it on the internet, and as many of us know, that you start doing stuff like that and get Christmas in your eyes, you're going to be in for a rude awakening unless you got the bankroll for it. So, because I'm one of those average kind of guys where I got to work with what I got, I figured I need to share that knowledge with people on how to have a good, reliable, fun car, and how to get the most out of it, and how to learn from it, but not at a point when it's going to, make you suffer and make you hate the car, and then the thing's sitting for 9 months on jack stands like 240s always do, and then you wind up selling it at a loss, because that sucks, and nobody wants to go through that. So that's going to be one of the main key points that I'm trying to help convey through this channel, and I solicit all feedback from anybody that's that's working through something like that and wants to learn how to get over that hump. Please, by all means, share what you're working on, and hopefully we can get a collective going and understand how to share that knowledge with people. So, but as far as projects that we've got that I'm working on, so as you can see here, I have a 1993 Ford Mustang LX, is 302 equipped, and for those of you who know the backstory of this car, and those who don't, rather I should say, it belonged to my best friend, and he passed away in 2020, and I was in a position where I was able to take over ownership of this car, and I'm keeping it on the path of what he set out to do with it. So it's a car I'm not terribly familiar with, and because I'm going to be learning on this car, I felt a great opportunity to bring that to the digital realm as well, because Fox bodies are pretty well worked out at this point. Everyone knows what makes them tick, but there's still some things that even if you are working on cars on a regular basis, or have been working on a type of car, there's always something new to learn, and I intend to show some of those things with this car. Another car that I own that I'm working regular updates on is a 1966 Pontiac Le Mans, and that's a tribute build from my father, as he owned one originally back in 1966. So keep an eye out for videos with that. And the third project I have, which is kind of dormant at the time, it's a 1984 Honda GL1200. And for those who don't know what that is, it's a Honda Goldwing predecessor, rather the early Goldwings, and has a family heirloom piece. It runs and it rides. Needs a little bit of tweaks, but maybe we'll be able to dive into that one at some point too. But to get it clear, I'm not a trained professional, but I am an experienced professional from this industry and in my current employed industry. And again, the whole object here is to share knowledge and share lessons learned, do some how-tos, get some tips, and just again have a good collective place to share that kind of information. So buckle up. It's going to be a fun ride, and I'm sure that we're going to see things break. We're going to see things blow up. Lord knows I haven't even fired this Mustang up since the last attempt to take it to the drag strip where it was making some racket. So we're going to see if we find some things. I've got some track prep I got to do for 2024. So we'll see what happens with it. Appreciate you checking in.